Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give all praises to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray that the Most High blesses this lesson this afternoon, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, in order to understand the events that are currently happening on the earth, so we get a much better understanding of things that are soon to come on the earth. Remember, brethren, how Most High led me to share with you guys that after the blood moon of the 4th of July, that the Most High would then begin to start to make more moves to separate us from the bywords that they've been calling us, as far as Black people, African Americans, Negroes, that he was going to, now start to show the whole world who we are. And now within the last few days, the Most High has put it on the heart of Deshaun Jackson to make his proclamations through his posts. And now we have Nick Cannon, who made the same assertions that us so-called Native, African Americans or natives. Well, he just said Black people. We know, what that means, but we are the Most High's chosen people. And he paid handsomely for it because they quickly fired him. You start to see now, who are the bullies? Who are the ones you can't talk about? They've enjoyed our identity for a very long time. And if it's up to them, they're going to keep our identity forever. This all still goes back to the three parts, and them trying to force everything over there, like everything originated over there in the so-called Middle East. When we know that, well, now all of a sudden, I guess there was an interview that someone was telling me about on Fox News between Black Lives Matter and someone over there on Fox News. And I think someone from Black Lives Matter said that, Jesus wasn't white. And now they're saying, well, he was Middle Eastern. Well, if he's Middle Eastern, does that mean then that he barely showed up in the 1900s? Because the term Middle East barely showed up in the 1900s. The people that have been in that area were not the same people. They've not been the same people. People have come in and conquered and reclaimed lands and moved other people in. You see, I said their lies are catching up to them now. They can't actually defend or prove that they are who they say they are. So now they're forced to pretty much not have that conversation, not allow people to even question them. Haven't we been taught to question everything, to go and search things out? Because they don't want you to actually search that matter out. They just want you to take their word for it, and that's it. I'm going to read a little bit of this article right here. Nick Cannon dropped by ViacomCBS after calling Black people the true Hebrews. This is huge. I mean, this stuff is now getting out mainstream. Before it was just, it's just those crazy Hebrew Israelites on the corners. Now this is getting into millions of people getting exposed to this information. Now they can easily keep saying that it's not true, but what the Most High is showing right now, through the plagues, through how the economy is just going, down the tubes, everything, except for the stock market, of course. Stock market is just going through the roof because things are just so great, right? Going so swimmingly. It just shows you how there's such a disconnect between what's really happening with the people and the stock market, and how manipulated it is. Okay? So we got here, while we support ongoing education and dialogue in the fight against bigotry, everything now is bigotry, bigotry, bigotry. Okay? We are deeply troubled that Nick has failed to, apologize for perpetuating anti-Semitism, and we are terminating our relationship with him. Didn't Nick Cannon, it wasn't like his whole job was to clown people, to talk about people for decades, for a very long time, on a lot of his shows and everything else. But then if you just bring up a certain question about a certain group of people, then all of a sudden they fire you, they don't want, and you're a bigot and you're a liar and everything else. It's really simple. Instead of getting so upset, prove who you are. Prove how, you guys fit the Torah, the Old Testament. Even if you say you don't believe in the New Testament, that's fine. Prove how which group of people is fitting the prophecies of the Old Testament. It's really simple. Go figure that out. Show how, between us and the rest, and other people, just saying that they're the Most High shows the people, see who fits. You don't have to take our word for it. Look in your Bible, look at prophecy, and see who it fits. It's really simple. And as soon as you start to do that, you're going to realize real quick that you've had the wool pulled over your eyes for a very long time. And the Most High has been trying to use us to tell you the truth, and you haven't wanted to hear it. But while things were easy, while sports were going, and while your kids could go to school, while you could go on your summer vacations, while you could go out on the weekends and go to bars, while you could go out and just party, at the restaurants and everything else, you didn't care because they provided all the entertainment and all the dainties of life in order to keep you, blind as a sheep, blind as a bat. Right now, you don't have those luxuries anymore. The Most High is making it so you're going to have to see this truth now. I love that, though. I love that they're in the title. Nick Cannon dropped by ViacomCBS after calling Black people true Hebrews. You gotta love it. Because, like I said, now, that was Black Lives Matter before the 4th of July. Black, black, black. You look at the news. I'm like, damn, everybody's calling us black, like all over the place. Black people, you could tell it was something that was being forced. Black people are getting this, and black people are doing this, and we have been treating the black people so horribly. You haven't been treating all black people so horribly. I said, so some of them have risen to great positions in your society. So you can't say it's all black people. You guys lift up the coons all you guys can, so you guys can say, I have one black friend. Or why don't you guys be like, this person who's ridden and does such a great job in our society. You guys love to find the coons, and you guys love to find the ones you can hold up as an example so that, when we bring up this truth, you can always run to those examples. And see, even a lot of these people who've been playing ball with you, the Most High is going to put it on their hearts to tell the truth. See, when it's just us and you guys can just pretty much, put us in a corner and ignore us, that's cool. But now when it's people that you've been paying all this money to, all of a sudden rising up, yeah, they might not be able to go all the way to the truth, but they can plant those seeds, though. It's not just as simple as this comment right here about all black people are all Hebrews. That's not what we're saying. But the fact that they're now making you have to go and look for the truth and kind of test what they're saying, that's what's causing a problem. How quickly they were, he said one thing one day, and the next day he's fired. This dude said plenty of things, I'm sure, and you guys have been cool with that. But all of a sudden, he now starts to talk about reclaiming our true heritage. That's the problem. Like I said before, reclaiming our heritage, that's the problem. As long as you guys can, be culture vultures and take all of our heritage and take all of our blessings for yourselves, you're cool with everything. But as soon as the Most High puts it on us to actually give us our culture back, our namesake back, our identity back, no. That's when the problems begin. It says performer Nick Cannon was dropped from ViacomCBS on Tuesday after he refused to apologize for anti-Semitic comments made on his podcast. Again, here we keep saying it. What is anti-Semitic about saying that we're the true Jews? I don't get that. It's really simple. You try to say that if we're anti-Semitic, well, he's going to explain it a little bit right now. Well, let's read what he says. Cannon made the comments while interviewing former Public Enemy member Professor Griff on a June episode of the show Cannon's Class. Griff was fired from the rap group after a 1989 interview in which he blamed Jewish people for the majority of wickedness that goes on across the globe. Cannon said that the Semitic people are black people. You can't be anti-Semitic when we are the Semitic people, Cannon continued. When we are the same people they want to be. That's our birthright. Cannon also said that black people were the true Hebrews. Now, what exactly is wrong with that? See, what's wrong with that is claiming your true birthright, like we talked about before. As soon as you begin to claim your true birthright, then they don't get to be the ones that get to come up with their own punishment. They're not the ones that get to come up with their own way of recompensing us as a people, because they know then that once we do that, then the Most High's rules apply, not theirs. And then right now they're saying to Nick Cannon, it's our system and our rules. They're saying the same thing to Deshaun Jackson. It's our system, so it's our rules. Either you play ball like we tell you to, or you just get the hell on. That's what's going on right now. And that was fine while we were serving our punishment. And those are the so-called good black people that you guys like to hold up for everybody to look at. As soon as we get out of someone gets out of line, is when you guys have a problem with them and you try to demonize them. Now, for the rest of the world, I don't know if you guys understand what's going on right here. This is what you're seeing right now. Is the Most High getting ready to put his people that he put? They were at the top. They were at the head before 1492. That's why all this great technology and everything else was over here, hidden from the rest of the world. Once he took us from the head and put us at the tail, he then put a certain group of people, not all, but a certain group of people, he took them from being the tail and put them at the head. That's exactly what happened around 1492, or a little bit before, around that time. And now what you're seeing again is a movement from the people who are at the head right now. Most High has put them at the tail, and he's going to reestablish his people that were at the tail back to the head. There are many people in the middle that have no idea what the hell is going on right now. But that's what's going on. So while they were at the head, our system, our rules, that was cool. That worked fine. Now that's not working so well. So they're not trying to tell you the truth. They're not trying to break down how they're the people, because they know they're not. They're not trying to even say how we're not the people. You don't see that. All you see is anti-Semitic, or bigot. Now, if you guys haven't realized, the rich people have already ran. They've already left. And they left you here to deal with the problems, to deal with all the corruption and the great and horrible things that are going on right now. So why don't they take you with them? If you've been supporting their country and supporting their world and going to their churches and everything else, why didn't they take you with them? Why didn't they tell you the truth? Why are they crying bigot, and everything else? Well, if they loved you, they would have taken you with them. They would have told you guys the truth. But it was never about them loving you. It was never about them feeling like we're all equal. See, if you're at the head, you're not equal, because everyone else is beneath you. See, the whole push right now is we're all equal. We're all equal. Well, the people at the head have never felt that they were equal. They've called themselves the Most High's chosen people, and the rest of the world had no problem following them. They were never about equality. They were never about equality, because I'm going to show you right now. You could talk about every other group of people in the whole world, and no one's going to say it's a big deal. But if you talk about them, they jump on you and fire you and tell you that you're a bigot and everything else. Why is that? Because they are the head. They are the head. They're at the top. So when you find out the people you can't talk about, then you realize who's at the head. But see, the Most High is working to change that right now. He said that he was only going to give them a certain amount of time to be at the head, and then he was going to switch things. And that's exactly what you're seeing right now. So let me read a little bit right here. It says, you can't be anti-Semitic when we are the Semitic people. Cannon continued. When we are the same people they want to be. That's our birthright. Cannon also said that black people were the true Hebrews. Now, the Most High gave a certain birthright to a certain people. He elevated the people above everyone else. But he also said that when the wicked are in rule, the whole earth mourns. But when the righteous are in rule, everyone's going to be happy when the righteous are in leadership. So the whole world should be looking for the righteous to be elevated and put back into their rightful position. Because that happens, everyone in the earth is going to be much happier. But as long as the wicked are in control, the whole world mourns. Just take a look at your news. Is the world not mourning right now? See, they thought they were happy before because they had some um, false sense of reality. All they had were, all they had was good times Jesus, and they were having a great time. And they didn't want to rock the boat of having a good time. Well, now the Most High has flipped that boat upside down. And now people are like kind of like wondering, like, what the hell is going on? You got a lot of people, losing a sense of focus, losing a sense of direction, becoming depressed because all those good times they're starting to realize aren't coming back. Now, that's what's going on right now. It's a spiritual awakening, and it's also a spiritual reckoning. Okay, you got definitely got a lot of spiritual battles going on right now between the wicked and the righteous. Many things are working in the spiritual realm and are going to manifest in the physical. So the Most High is going to move even more people to tell the truth. I mean, what is it, at this point? What does it matter about your jobs? If you're really thinking we got 20, 30 years, and you guys are really fooling yourselves. You see how quickly after the 4th of July we're barely at the 15th, so 11 days later now we got 2 guys coming out and bringing this information out. You got millions of people being exposed to this information. It's going on fire on social media because they're starting to see the hypocrisy. You don't see them trying to break the stuff down and prove who they are. All you get is anti-Semites or bigots. Well, then would that make you guys bigots also because you guys believe you're the Most High's chosen people? If we say we're the Most High's chosen people and we're called bigots and racists, then wouldn't that make you would that make you guys bigots and racist because you guys believe you're the chosen people? Anything you guys blame us, say about us, can be said about you. I could say, oh, well, you guys think you guys are the Most High's chosen people. You're bigots. I thought Most High loved everyone equally, but you say He loves you more. So see, this can go both ways. You get the bully pulpit against the vast majority of the people that Most High doesn't want. They're going to believe you, but the Most High is just planting seeds for the ones that He wants. The other ones have spirits that will lead them astray because the Most High gave them those spirits. Let's read a little bit more. Cannon had a long working relationship with media giant ViacomCBS, including hosting programs on company-owned networks, MTV and Nickelodeon. In 2007, Cannon was named the chairman of Nickelodeon's young adult programming platform, Teen Nick. Cannon was on a Congressional Horizon Award in 2009 for his accomplishments in reaching young people. So they loved him before. While we support ongoing education and dialogue in the fight against bigotry, here we go. So now, like I said, he's a bigot because he says we're the Most High's chosen people. So, like I said, we can say the same thing about Ish, that they're bigots because they say that they are the Most High's chosen people. We are deeply troubled that Nick has failed to acknowledge or apologize for perpetuating anti-Semitism, and we are terminating our relationship with him. Read a Tuesday statement from ViacomCBS. Cannon spoke about the controversy on his Facebook page, saying he meant no harm by his comments. Anyone who knows me knows that I have no hate in my heart, nor malice intentions. Cannon said in a Monday Facebook post, I do not condone hate speech, nor the spread of hateful rhetoric. We are living in a time when it is more important than ever to promote unity and understanding. Cannon also said that African Americans and the people of the Jewish community have partnered to create some of the best, most revolutionary work we know today. Now, I love how they tried to connect everything to Farrakhan. We're not Muslims. We were Hebrew Israelites before Farrakhan was even born. But see, they always got to link it to something that they have demonized or to someone that they have demonized. It says during the podcast episode, Cannon appeared to defend the controversial leader of the Nation of Islam, Minister Louis Farrakhan. Every time I heard him speak, Cannon said of Farrakhan, It's positive, it's powerful, it's uplifting. Okay, well, what's, he can say that he can have his opinion. Farrakhan has been singled out by the Southern Poverty Law Center as an anti-Semitic extremist. According to them, Farrakhan adheres to a theory that blames Jews for the American slave trade. I said so. Like I said, they get to just demonize whoever they want, and then without just prove who you are. How about that? Disprove what we. I mean, you should do. We're nobody. We're at the bottom, right? You should easily be able to just disprove whatever it was that he said. Really simple. It says in Monday tweet, CEO of the Anti-Defamation League, Jonathan Greenblatt, called on Cannon to educate himself, and that's the whole thing. Everything is you guys are stupid. Why don't you just pretty much just say that? You guys are stupid for not believing what we tell you, and to educate yourself. Well, we are educating ourselves, and we are reading many of the things that that are out there. There's a whole lot of information that's out there. And we just read the Torah. We can prove who we are through the Torah. We can go through the Old Testament, and we can prove who we are. You guys educate yourselves. What does the rest of the world educate us or educate themselves? Because what does the Most High say when He comes back in Matthew 24? That all the tribes are going to be mourning. So apparently, all the tribes of the world are not educated. When you go into Jeremiah 16, it talks about how all the Gentiles say that they have inherited lies of the lies of their father. So apparently, all of the Gentiles need to go and educate themselves. You see that? But that's what they always want to say, like they're in some high, position of authority, and that they're the ones that are going to educate everybody. Well, you guys have had that time, and now look at where the world's at right now. The Most High apparently doesn't believe in what you've been teaching because He shut everything down: churches, schools, colleges, everything. Nothing happens on accident. So if all these places are closed, that means the Most High shut them all down. Let's continue here. Truly disturbing that Nick Cannon would use his platform to perpetuate false anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. Now us being the Most High shows people as a conspiracy theory. Okay, and lift up the vehemently anti-Semitic Louis Farrakhan. What does Louis Farrakhan have to do with us being the true Jews? You see that? I haven't seen one thing with you guys explaining anything about how you guys are the true Jews yet. Okay, Greenbelt wrote, he should apologize immediately and educate himself on why his comments are so harmful. No, why don't you guys educate us on why him saying that we're the true Israelites is so harmful? Why don't you guys go ahead and do that? I would love to see all these people who are, the Edelmans, a wide receiver from, just because you get to just, put a certain name on you, doesn't mean that you are now the authority. You've been the authority. But now you're at a point where you're going to have to prove it. The world is in the state that it's in because of its leadership. So now these leaders need to prove who they are. When the Most High comes back, He's not saying, "Hey, I'm looking for the white people on this side and the black and black and brown people on this side, and the yellow in the middle." He's not coming back with that. And there's nowhere in the scriptures where He's looking for white people or black people. He has nations of people. He gave them their designations. Recently, a lot of white people were, as far as history is concerned, there was some German dude who came in and started just classifying people, giving people different classifications. Where's that in the scriptures where that was allowed? Where is it allowed that you get to come and take other people's lands and then hide all the borders and hide all their information? Where's that at in scriptures? So you're gonna have a lot of explaining to do when the Most High gets here. And there's a lot of people in the middle who, they have no idea what's going on. Here we go. Talking about his platform. With a platform, that's what they're upset, because they lifted him up and gave him a platform, and he said something that they didn't like, and now they're very upset. Okay. Now, what you got to understand right now is what's going on is the Most High put spirits on all of the other nations, and these spirits that were put on them were spirits to lead them astray. And the Most High didn't put any spirits because we are the Most High's portion. So that's why right now at the end, the Most High is awakening us. And the Most High's chosen people are the ones that can hear. Some of the Gentiles can hear. But there's 2/3 of our own people that aren't even going to be able to understand what's going on. I want to read a couple of scriptures here. Let's go to that. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 17. And let's see here. And we're going to read Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 17, 16, and 17. Every man from his youth is given to evil. Neither could they make themselves fleshy hearts for stony. If the Most High gave you a stony heart, to keep you away from him, he put other spirits on you, there's no way for you to get this truth. Now, 17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth is set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion. The Most High is the only one that can make your heart go from stony to fleshly in order to be able to accept this truth. Now the Most High is putting, the seeds out. And then if he's changing your heart from stony to fleshly, you will then be able to understand. And then you will then be able to understand the truth. But this is all of the Most High. He's calling his people back home before he blows the trumpet for destruction. Next, let's go to 2 Thessalonians. Second Thessalonians 2, we read 11 and 12. And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. So see, some of you guys are getting that strong delusion right now. Okay, let's go to 12. That they might all, so they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. See, the vast majority of the world has pleasure in unrighteousness. They have all of their whole existence is about pleasure. Their whole existence is about not following what the Most High says. So the Most High is not calling you. That's why something as easy as, he's a bigot and he's anti-Semitic. That's enough for you, and you will continue living your life and not search for the truth. See, that's all they have to say, because your spirit is about having a good time. Your spirit is about this society. Your spirit is about following what is here. So we'll give you whatever explanation that they want, and you will listen to it. So that's what's going on right now. You've seen all these people. Oh no, he's Nick Cannon. Oh, that's crazy. There's no way that those black people are the homosexual people. Oh, they said that they're bigots. Yeah, they're bigots. They're being horrible. Oh, they said that they're anti. Yeah, that's what. And they'll continue with their life. So Most High is not calling them. So no need to waste our time even trying to talk to them, because they're not about the truth. That's what you see. The vast majority of people that are going in and making comments. Oh, after Black Lives Matter, you guys should just be happy that we're acknowledging, and acknowledging you. So don't say anything about anybody else. Oh, you're just being a bigot by saying that you're the Most High chosen people. How's that making me a bigot? Because if you're calling me a bigot, then you better call them a bigot too, because they're saying exactly the same thing. But that would make too much sense. It would make more sense. Okay, well, let me do a little research and let me find out if this is true. It's not that difficult. All you got to do is go to YouTube, go to Google, look up some information. Probably over lunch and dinner, you probably find out a whole lot of information that you never heard before. And then you'd be like, well, if they've hidden all this stuff from me, then what else are they hiding? That's what I'm going to finish up with right now is the Odes of Solomon. So you got to understand who hid all these books. Why are they hidden? Because there's a lot of prophecies that are being fulfilled right now that are in a lot of these hidden books as well. Odes of Solomon. 8. Your flesh might not understand my words. I turn my face, not from my own. Before they existed, I recognized them. Okay? And imprinted a seal on their faces. They will not be deprived of my name, for it is with them. So there's a sign already put in our face before we even got here. And knowing that here at the end, the Most High, we will not be deprived of the Most High's name, for it is with them. We're not going to be deprived of the Most High and understanding who He is and understanding who we are, because it's been imprinted on us from the beginning. The ones who have called have always felt different. So just because they say certain things, like if you bring out the truth, like we're the Most High's chosen people, and they say, "Oh, you're a bigot or you're anti-Semitic," that will not deter us. We will not be deterred by the demons, who are trying to keep us from the truth. That will just give us a seed that'll be like, "Hey, why is he saying that? Let me go check this out. Let me go and look." See, the vast majority of the world won't look, but the Most High's chosens, the ones he's put that sign on their foreheads, they will not be deprived of the name. We will not be deprived of the Most High. We will not be deprived of our true character and our true origin. But the others, they'll be easily, deprived. They'll be easily dissuaded from researching anything because it's not in them to look for the truth. All praise is to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.